So we have two major arcanas, the Star and the Hanged Man, and we have two swords, two wands, and a cup. So plenty of nice yellow in the middle there, and of course the Star is one of the most revered of the tarot deck, and it's actually a beautiful one to come out in this month of April, because I've just been talking about celestial high vibrational energies and the white light essence. So it's in your reading, and I did mention that at the beginning. You have the ability to really connect with it this month if any of you are interested. So let's start with your first card, number 1, work and prospects. That Hanged Man, he tells us quite a lot of different things, but it is a very personal card, and it's a card of coming to a crossroads in your life, and also of things being stalled and slowed down. Now, given this is around work, it makes me think that for some of you, you are literally going, am I doing the right thing? Can I be perhaps changing my career, or the direction in which I'm headed, or the way I think about my job? You know, we hear a lot of people say, I'm miserable, I'm either not paid enough, or I'm not in the right job, or I'm not challenged enough. But if we turned all of those negatives around and tried to look at the positive perspectives and focused on those, we might find that it's not as gloomy as we think, and we can also find ways of answering the negative issues. So the Hanged Man can often take us down that type of pathway, because he makes you think carefully about what it is you're doing and how to resolve it. Given the fact that he can also be stalling things, he could be saying, for you guys, work at the moment, there is a stalling issue going on. Now, this could be for any of you who are thinking of wanting to apply for a pay rise, or a new promotion, or even a new job. There might be some hold-up here in April, but hold-ups always occur for a reason. They're here to make us stop and think, which is what the Hanged Man is asking of you. He is also very illuminated in his head area. So he gets an epiphany and that aha moment, and he goes, right, now I see. So you see, by slowing things down and taking time and being logical and connecting with our spiritual essence, we find the true answer. So the Hanged Man can be a very fortuitous card to have, even though it doesn't appear that way when you first glimpse him. The other thing that I could say to you, some of you, given this is in work zone, I often think of that illuminated head on the card as having head pains and neck or shoulder pains. So some of you might when you're at work, experience headaches or neck and shoulder pains, and it might be because of positions you're sitting in, or lighting in your work environment, or even just tension headaches which need addressing. So think of ways, if you are suffering from any of those things, think of ways that you might be able to alleviate them. We come to your second card, and it's the Six of Cups. And I think I might have said the Four of Cups in the beginning. I often do, but pay no attention to that. So the Six of Cups is in your home and needs area. And it's quite cool that in the background on that card is a building. It's a home. So that gels really nicely. And the Six of Cups is talking about happiness and feeling love and connection. Now, it could mean several things. So for some of you, you could be having visitors from the past come and see you, or likewise, you could be going to see them. This is also about children in your life. So there could be children in your home in the month of April, and it might be unexpected, or it might be for pleasant occasions. Now, also, this card can represent past lovers. So some of you may be reconnecting with them, somehow attached to your home one way or another. And it might not necessarily be just that you are ex-lovers. You could now be friends, and there is some connection through the home. Like, one of them could be an electrician that comes to your home that fixes your wiring, or one of them could be a real estate agent that's now selling your home. So you see, it's not necessarily just about having your lover or ex-lover come back to your home, there's a deeper connection going on. And if it's about your needs are that you want this happy home environment and you want to feel the love. And there's part of you that's being quite nostalgic. So there could be, as I say, meetings of people with a nostalgic feeling, going back in time. There could be something that needs doing on your home or in your home environment, including people who live there, that's been going on for a long time that needs addressing and rebalancing as well. So that might be something that also crops up. That's more of an emotional level than a physiological level. So we come to the third card and we see the Seven of Swords, and this is about luck and desires. Well, the Seven of Swords is a card of duplicity, and it's a card to be a little bit cautious of. So I think it's telling you for April to not necessarily hinge too much on luck. I think you need to be more calculated in April. So don't just go willy-nilly, meet new strangers and think they're all going to be wonderful and let them into your home because they might not be too good, and this could turn out to be unlucky. So strategize things. Don't expect the gods to serve you up this amazing windfall in April. Like gambling wouldn't pay off, and lotto draws probably aren't going to win you big lotto things. It's stuff like that. It's saying you have to be far more calculated and careful in April, and your luck is not about the luck of the Irish type thing. It's much more about being sensible and grounded and cautious, and that's what will get you more of your desires in April. So it's not a warning as such, it's just telling you which way to put your energies. But right next to it is the Star card anyhow, and the Star card, as I said, is one of the most revered, and it's very benevolent. So it reduces any negative energies in any cards within the reading. And the Star is in your friends and support zone. Now, I said earlier that I believed that this was very celestial as well. So I feel for some of you that there will be a real connection from the spiritual world for you in April. So this could be for some of you people who have passed over and have left this living planet, and they are spirits. So this could be family members, and you could feel a really big connection with them. They could come in the dream time, the space, so you could have dreams that are involving them that have passed on. You could get synchronistic events like their favourite piece of music, or you could smell something like a perfume that they used to wear, or you could see their name on a number plate. It's that type of thing that will tell you they're there and they're trying to communicate with you, and they are just wanting to let you know private messages, most likely of love and support for you. So you definitely have a very spiritual feeling for a lot of you in this particular reading for April, and it doesn't surprise me because I talked about that in the beginning. I don't know, I can't pick up right now if there's any specific message for any one of you, and I'm not a medium, and I know there are mediums out there who can actually connect and pass messages across, but I am being told quite strongly that there are a lot out there that are connecting at high levels with a lot of you, and these are your past loved members of family, and even pets as well. Cats quite a lot. The other thing the stars represent are the angels and also your spirit guides, and so I mentioned that there are a lot of angelic energies in April, and if you call upon them, your whole life gets infused with more positivity and more light and more energy and even more luck, right? So that's why I said this card can outweigh this card. So utilize it to the best that you can. Another thing is just about balance in the month of April for friendships. So just make sure friends and energies are balanced, and that you might have to give support to other people, and it might be required from you. And also you may want some support from others. Ask for it if you need it. We come down here to the love and sex zone, and we see there the Eight of Swords, and it's not a particularly, love-looking card, is it? It's not really exciting. So what we can say there is there's a degree here or a feeling of being tied up in knots. Now, I don't know if that's physical. For some of you it might be, and that's fine. But what it generally means is it's a feeling of anxiety and not really knowing a way through a certain situation. So for some of you, you might be involved in a tenseness around relationships, and this could be your personal relationships, but you need to take that blindfold off that's on, and you need to take some steps forward to actually see that it's not as bad as you think and that there is a way out of it. So if you've had disagreements or things are feeling a bit unstable or not balanced, and hello, you can call on this again for balance and support, you have to take the first step and try and work through it. Don't let fear overcome the need or the way forward to heal any problems that are there or any anxieties or tensions. Also, if you personally are feeling angst and tense, you, and this could be about new romances or any relationships, even friendships or your close intimate relationship, you need to work on that and you need to loosen up. You need to go and sort of get the vibe and chillax and do something that relaxes your body. It feels stiff. Right at the moment now, it feels really stiff. Oh, and I said that about your Hanged Man, that there was a stiffness in you. So do some sort of exercises, do some deep breathing, do some meditation, connect again with your source and allow all this beautiful white light, pure, shining energy to come in and revitalize your physical body, because I just think that that's probably the only thing, the message that's coming through for you guys. Just allow that freedom and relax and go with the flow and get that mojo going. Sort of, that's what I'm being told, so we'll leave it there, I think. So your next card is plans and goals, and we have the Knight of Wands. And he's quite cool because he is creative. So he is about planning and goals and ambition and drive, the total opposite of what's here. So he comes in and quite often sets things asunder. He's like a ball of fire. He's the fire sign energy. And he comes to us and stirs up our creative source. He makes you think and ponder things that you haven't been thinking of and directions that you haven't been willing to take. So he literally frees you up. And our creative zone is our through the core, through the sacral center of our body, and that's also the sex center. So you're getting a feeling here of as you allow the physical freedom and freeing up of your physical body, you become more creative and more sexy and more explorative as well. So there's a whole connection going on here about your plans and your goals. You've just been a bit tied down. So you've got to take some deep breaths and get more creative and let that solar plexus and sacral area of your body flow with rhythm and heat and blood and surging all through there. And that's where your creative source and your plans and goals are coming from, especially for April. And your overall energy, actually, the Nine of Wands, it sort of says a similar thing as down here. There's just a feeling that you've been a bit tense, and I've picked that up through the Hanged Man, the Eight of Swords, and now this one. So sometimes this can be around work or projects that you've been planning that seem to be stalled, and other people are causing friction, like they're all going, no, wait, I've got this to say, or you have to do it my way, or you've got to follow us and you have to do what we want. And you're sitting here going, no, I'm not. I've got my own ideas. I've got my own way. And what the card is saying is, don't give up, because a 9 tells us that we're nearly at the end of a stage of something that we've been going through. So you're reaching that epoch of the heights, and you will be going down the other side soon. And I think these, there's a whole tie-in of energy in these bottom cards here. It's about much deeper connection for you, not feeling tied up, not feeling so either frustrated or nervous or anxious, taking some deep breaths, re-energizing, standing your ground and not giving in, calling upon the universe to lighten up the whole thing and feel the love. So there we are, Libra. It's quite an empowering reading. It's definitely quite intense. Like, there's a lot going on once we started moving into it, and it could have gone on even longer and longer, but I'm aware that people get bored listening to too much, so I've given you succinctly the best messages that were coming through for the cards that were there and the messages I was receiving. So let's put these ones away and see what your last card is going to be. New career. This has come out a couple of times, which is sort of interesting. So your work focus is shifting in a positive, new and successful direction. And I think we really saw that because your work card had been, the Hanged Man, which I'm just going to pop there. So we talked quite a lot about the fact that by taking the time out to think about the directions you're headed, you would get this ability to foresee the new path and be able to make the choices, and they're giving you an indication that there is chance and opportunity for you. Now, don't think this just has to mean a whole new career. What it means, as I said earlier, is how you think about your career as well, and how you relate to the people within it, the structure of the career you're in, or whether it's your own business. There are all sorts of messages within both of these cards that you guys could spend some time meditating on, which is what I also felt at the beginning, to get yourself clarity on what it is you are specifically asking for. But for those of you who are seeking new job and new career, it is around and it is coming. It just may not be, right that moment in time in the beginning of April. So don't give up, which is what the 9 of Wands was saying.